basketball!
It is basketball time, and it's earlier than normal because they're starting the season a couple weeks earlier to try to give these rich dudes a few more days off so that they'll feel fresh enough to play and not take all the days off. So we're starting a little bit earlier. The season starts in mid-October, so keep that in mind when you're setting up your leagues.
And what are we talking about? We're talking about those guys that can shoot the ball. They can put the ball in the bucket, the shooters, the three-point snipers. But first, let's talk about FanDuel. Sign up for FanDuel, link below. Deposit $10. We'd love if you did that. And if you do that, not only can you play in football, but you can play in FanDuel basketball. If you're watching this video, that means you like basketball. If you like basketball, you should 100% be in FanDuel because daily is so fun. I actually like it more than NFL, not gonna lie. But you can also sign up. We're also running a private FST league for football. And if you beat us, you'll not only get the cash, but you'll get the t-shirt as well. So do all of those things. And Dustin, let's talk about those guys that can shoot the ball and put the ball in the bucket, known as the shooting gods.
And it's here all by himself, Mr. James Harden. I mean, the guy just keeps doing it. I mean, I know everyone talks about Russell Westbrook's triple-double and all that, but he was only 1.9 rebounds away from averaging his own triple-double. So he's really not too far behind. 29 points a game, 3 threes. I mean, the guy's amazing. Played 81 games.
His assists might go down with Chris Paul there.
They might.
But his points might go up.
Yeah, he had an amazing year, and he's still going to be the focal point.
As we look at Tier 2, I want to highlight CJ McCollum for the Trailblazers. Being on the West Coast, sometimes I don't think that the Blazers get as much love as they should, and McCollum is a beast. And the reason we haven't ranked over Klay is the consistency factor. Klay will, of course, have, Golden State does great. They score a ton of points every night. But, there's up and downs at times with Klay because other people are going to get theirs. CJ is very consistent. He gets his every night. Absolutely love him on a fantasy team. And where you can get him in drafts, just because the name recognition isn't the same, is a great value typically. And obviously, I'm going to talk about my boy, Bradley Beal. And out of all the numbers on this page, the one that makes me the most happy is 77.
It's a big number.
That's how many games the guy finally played. He stayed healthy. He looked great. He should have been an all-star. I think he stays healthy again this year, and I do think he makes the all-star team.
It's a big number for him. 77.
I was so happy.
It's a big number.
They're so much better with him on the floor. He's so neat. He's just a stud all around. I love Bradley Beal. Love my Bullets.
The first two in Tier 3, DeMar DeRozan, I mean, the guy just gets the ball in the hoop. 27 points a game. He's not going to blow you away anywhere else, but he's still getting it done in the points category, and that's going to happen again this year. And then Devin Booker with the Suns. I mean, this is a guy we loved coming into last year. And to be honest, it was a good year, but we loved him so much, I was even expecting him to go even further. But you can't be upset with 22 points, but he didn't really do a lot of other stuff. So, I mean, Booker, he's fun. He's going to be points and 3 guy for you. Just don't expect much else. But he's still, we don't know his ceiling yet. So, still an exciting pick on draft day.
As we go into Tier 4, I want to start with Wiggins. And the thing about Wiggins with the Timberwolves is they got, with all their new pieces, and Vegas has them jumping like 16 games, I think, in their win total over-unders. So Vegas thinks they're going to be good. I think they're going to be good. And I think Wiggins does take the next step this year. The guy's been apparently, of course, he's been training the offseasons, the reports, no kidding. But he's put on a little weight, it looks like. He was getting a little tired at the end of games. He's looking to finish a little stronger. He's a guy, and he's not Kobe, I get it, but he's like a Kobe where I feel confident he can create his own shots. And with all those pieces around him, I think 23 points that he scored last year, it might even raise. The guy, I really like his upside this year. I think he could have a big breakout. And the other guy I want to talk about is Victor Oladipo. He's with the Pacers now. When he was with Orlando and drafted, everybody's like, oh, he's a gym rat, he's going to be great. And, he didn't look good. He can't really shoot threes, so it didn't really work with Westbrook with space in the floor. He's going to be asked to do more in Indiana, so I do like that factor. And you will get, the thing about him that's nice, you'll get solid points, not crazy, decent amount of assists, decent amount of rebounds. I would like to see his defensive stats go up. Dustin likes him more than me. I'm actually not a big Oladipo fan.
I like Oladipo.
I know you do. Moving on. Sorry. I was trying to hype him up for you.
Tier 5, still lots of points to go around. I want to talk about my boy, Buddy. This guy, I mean, they really just let him go in the second half of last year just to see what he can do, and he played well. 15 points, 4 rebounds, an assist, 2.5 threes. It's a rebuilding team. You got to think they're going to keep going with their youngsters. I do like Buddy this year. And then I want to talk about Lou Williams, new home with the Clippers. I mean, here's just another guy that can just get the ball in the hoop. He's not going to do a ton else for you, but you know, it'll be interesting to see how he fits in on his new team, but he's going to be some energy off the bench, and he's going to be basically shooting the ball probably almost every time he touches it, because he's going to come in that second unit and just start chucking some threes. So he's going to score some points for you.
Tier 6, I'm just going to highlight Zach LaVine. And the thing that I want to note about him is that he's going to be out until October, maybe November. But when it's coming off an ACL tear, which is scary for a guy that is so explosive. But he is certainly more than a dunker. Over his couple years in the league, he's gotten better all around with his consistency, his shooting. He averaged almost 19 points a game last year. I think when he comes back, it might take him a little bit. So if you can get him late, stash him on an IR spot especially. The Bulls are going to be so terrible this year, he could eclipse that 20 points a game. I wouldn't be shocked at that.
And I'm talking about a Bull as well, and that's Mr. Dwayne Wade. And when you do look at that Bulls lineup, it's not pretty. And it's like, oh, well, why do you have Wade down here so low? He wants out. I mean, and for good reason. Why would he want to stay there? I mean, in our heads, when we were doing these rankings, it just seems too likely that he's going to get moved, and he's probably just going to be a piece somewhere, a role player somewhere else, and he's just not going to be asked to do a ton. So he's just kind of scary just because of the uncertainty with that. So keep that in mind when drafting Dwayne Wade. And he's an old man. I mean, he's not going to... He only played 60 games last year. It'd be a shock if he stays healthy all year anyway.
The issue with him, though, is it's a huge expiring contract, so the Bulls aren't just going to buy him out. They're going to want to move that at the deadline. So he might play at the beginning of the year, but like you said, but yeah. Actually, no issue with that. It's exactly what Dustin said. Just know he probably won't get moved until the deadline. All right.
There you go.
Tier 8. Sleeper alert. I love this guy. I love this guy. Norman Powell. He's listed as the backup shooting guard, but I think, sneaky feeling, he's going to slide over to the 3. He's going to start, and when he started last year in 18 games, 15 points, almost 4 boards, 2 assists, a steal, and he just passed the eyeball test for me. I really like how the kid plays, so he's a guy to note, keep an eye on. I think he slides to 3. I think he gets starter minutes this year potentially, and if that's the case, he's very, very valuable where you can get him, especially in those deeper leagues.
And I got a rookie I want to talk about in the last tier, and that's Mr. Malik Monk. I mean, this is a guy, he's got the name recognition. You know, people watched him in Kentucky. He was first-round pick, but we just don't. We like him in dynasty leagues, obviously, but any type of redraft league, we just don't think he's going to get enough run right out of the gate. You know, they have enough talent out there in Charlotte where they don't really have to throw him in there and instantly give him, 25-plus minutes a game. So if you do draft him, just be ready to be patient with him. He's going to need some injuries to have instant value. But there's your shooting guard. Check out our other tiers and rankings. Click on the card to see our most updated rankings. We'll be updating them throughout the preseason as injuries and these position battles. I don't know, why'd you do that? Get shaked out. Mr. Nameco, I'm Dustin. Subscribe to our channel.
Peace.